The 73-year-old legendary comedian and actor John Cleese returns in his role as the Gov in the second Spud movie. Graeme met the British screen legend in Johannesburg.
It sort of reminded me of this place, sir.
So, what are we going to do about it?
What should we do?
Challenge it! Challenge it to make it better!
What is it like coming to our little corner of the world and feeling this level of warmth, the way that you're accepted?
It's touching. I'm glad you asked me, because I don't want to get too soppy, but it is very touching that so many people know me. And and they just say things like, thank you for making me laugh, and I feel great.
The movie itself, young Troy is coming of age. As a man, I'm sure, as an actor, what was that like reconnecting with him now that you've had a bit of a gap in between?
There's some sort of connection between us. We were very, very comfortable together. And I think it's because I taught for 2 years, and I've always been very comfortable talking to younger people because I don't think they're any stupider than I am. You know, it's very easy for older people to condescend. No, they're just as smart as I am, but they may not know as much. Do you see what I mean? And because that's always at the front of my mind as a reality, I seem to connect well with younger people. And the extraordinary thing about him is that he comes up with suggestions which are absolutely first class. And I think, how would he know enough to come up with that suggestion? And as I always say, talent.
What has that taught you now as John Cleese in the 2013 version?
What I see there is a young man who's got his, what's the right phrase? He's balanced. You know what I mean? He knows what he wants to do, and he's not inflated by the fame and success that he's getting, and I like it. And we just chatter about everything. I'm interested to know what he thinks about things. He's interested to know what I think about things. So there's a real sense of being curious about the other person. I think that's what connects us.
You have to understand, for South Africans, there was laughter in a slapstick sense, and then came along the meaning of life. And then one learned how to laugh with snot coming out of one's nose, and to guffaw and learn what real humour is. What is typified by British humour from a South African perspective, what we would see as the more cerebral humour. Do you feel that you have led that charge, that you have introduced this?
Well, I think I must have done, because you don't at the time think that you're doing anything special. You're just trying to make people laugh and trying to avoid the appalling embarrassment and humiliation of throwing yourself around and not making people laugh, because that's why comedians talk about dying. Actors don't die if they're boring performances, and you know, people say, well, it was a bit boring, but they don't. The actors don't feel they've died. The happiest moment I ever had in about 4 years of Monty Python, doing it about 10 months a year, was the day that I read out a sketch called The Cheese Shop. You know, the cheese shop which doesn't have any cheese. And I got about halfway into it, and Michael Palin was laughing so much he fell off his chair onto the ground and just lay there rolling around and hooting with laughter. For me, it was the best moment in Python, because I'd made Michael laugh. You know, we were just trying to amuse each other, and I think because of that, we kept it fresh.
People who loved and savoured the book, and as a result savoured the first movie, coming to the second movie, without spoiling too much for our viewers who have a real treat in store, what was the most enjoyable part for you? What are we as the viewer going to enjoy?
Well, I think what's different from the first movie, and I thought the first movie was terrific, but I didn't know the books as well as you know them in South Africa. And what I didn't realise was that the first movie had moments of drama and sadness and loss and this kind of thing. And although it was a superb movie on its own, people, I think, might have been expecting that it would be a little bit funnier.
And it has John Cleese in it. So thank you so much. What an absolute pleasure.